What's going on? You're watching NFL Daily. I'm Mitchell Renz. That's Tom Downey. And for the next 923 seconds, we're going to be giving you guys the latest NFL news and rumors. If you want to do the math.
Does that math check out, though?
Maybe. I don't know.
Okay.
We're going to see. All right, let's talk about Von Miller. And is he going to get traded, Tom? This is actually pretty surprising. Should they trade Von Miller?
It's actually not surprising because it's mostly clickbait. This is Pro Football Talk saying, and I get the mindset of, hey, Denver should trade Von Miller because they're terrible. They want to tank, which I get makes sense. But are they actually going to trade away Von Miller?
I mean, you would hope not.
Like,
Who's
and
one
also,
of the best players in the
also,
NFL.
If you're, I get the mindset of, hey, you're trying to trade away players to tank. In that case, you trade away players who you would get more for now than you would get in the offseason.
Yes.
That might be the case for, say, Emmanuel Sanders or Chris Harris, who we'll get to here in a minute. I don't believe that would be Von Miller.
Okay.
I don't believe that'd be the case. So,
I mean,
look, I know his production isn't as good. He only has 2 sacks. Oh, my God, only 2 sacks. He's still one of the best passers.
He's going to have over 10 sacks this year.
So I kind of get the mindset of, hey, they should tank and get draft picks and all of that, but like,
what message does that send to your organization and to your team?
That's the other issue. Is John Elway actually safe right now? GMs don't trade away players when their job is on the line. That's not how things work.
Okay, I totally hear you. So should Denver trade Von Miller? So Chat Sports, we are the most interactive YouTube and Facebook channel there is out there. And we want to know from our audience, should the Denver Broncos trade Von Miller? We want you to type 1 for yes and type 0.
I believe that
no.
Denver fans are going to type in 1. The other 31 NFL fans are going to type in 0 because flip it around. They're going to type in 0.
Say.
The other 31 NFL fans are going to type in 1 because they want Von Miller on their team.
Well, hey, I don't know many people that wouldn't want Von Miller. Let's talk about the biggest player when you're talking about trades. It's probably Jalen Ramsey right now. And is he going to the Los Angeles Chargers?
Actually, multiple reports out there saying the Chargers are interested, which I find interesting and surprising. I think every team at some level wanted Jalen Ramsey.
Of course.
Is it worth the acquisition costs? And the Jags so far have been hesitant. More on that in a little bit. But the Chargers have Casey Hayward. They just got back Davis. They don't have Trevor Williams. He's hurt. They have Desmond King, who I like quite a bit. They have 3 starters or starter-ish defensive backs on IR because something in the water in LA has made all the Chargers hurt. Trevor Williams, Derwin James, Adrian Phillips are all on IR. The theory floated by Peter King was that this helps them get some juice moving into a new stadium. Here's the thing, though. I never believe that's how organizations operate. We got to build a better team as we move. Like, you want to build a better team anyway. Like, I don't know that's always the connection there, you know?
So there's a lot of teams that are interested in Jalen Ramsey for obvious reasons. So the Los Angeles Chargers, the Philadelphia Eagles, Baltimore Ravens, Kansas City Chiefs, just to name a few. So, Tom, you threw together this nice little trade projection?
This was the reported trade offer per ESPN
of
what the Eagles offered the Jags, a first and a second. They didn't mention the years. I feel pretty confident saying it's a 2021st and a 2022nd.
Gotcha.
But that's still, I guess, speculation on that front. The Jags said no to that. But from the Eagles' mindset, it makes sense.
Oh, of course.
Their secondary, and mainly the quarterback position, is a mess right now. Ronald Darby, he's hurt. He's going to miss, I think, a couple of weeks. Devontae Maddox had that scary injury. We'll see when he comes back. Rasul Douglas got absolutely roasted by Devontae Adams. I mean, it's stuff that he's going to have nightmares about for years here. Sidney Jones is a bit banged up right now. Then it's Craig James and Orlando Scandrick. You might have to play those guys significant snaps this week. They need Jalen Ramsey right now.
Oh, hey. What team, Tom, if any, will trade for Jalen Ramsey? We want you guys to comment below. Okay, what team, if any, will trade
any team.
will trade for Jalen Ramsey? So earlier in the offseason, he said he wanted to be on the Titans. He said potentially the Raiders. I don't really see in those two teams really making a move for him at this point.
You got to remember that the Jaguars' mindset is they do not want to trade away Jalen Ramsey. And if they do trade away Ramsey, they want really good draft picks. And that also comes not just getting a first-round pick, but getting the highest first-round pick possible. They would much rather trade Ramsey to a bad team. The team's going to be drafting around 32.
Okay. I hear you. All right, next one that's coming in here. This one's fun. Stefon Diggs. Trade rumors. So about last week, I was like, no way. Well, new stuff happened today, and now it's starting to make me think a little bit more.
He missed practice on Wednesday with a quote-unquote non-injury related absence. I get why people are freaking out. Like when player who may or may not be disgruntled, definitely is not being used properly, suddenly doesn't show up to practice and the team doesn't really come out and jump ahead and say, no, it's a personal matter. He's going to be fine. They didn't mention it, and they said non-injury related absence. I understand why people are freaking out on social media over that. That I get. I'm not saying he's guaranteed to be traded. I know Patriots fans think they already have him locked up for whatever reason, but I understand hey, he's not here. He's clearly not that happy on social media. He's not getting the ball. I understand why. Maybe he could be traded.
Okay, so likelihood of a Stefon Diggs trade. So we're doing this on a scale of 1 to 10. Yeah. 1 being there is no flipping way Stefon Diggs is going to get traded, and 10 is like, yeah, he's already got his bags packed and he's heading on out. So the likelihood
spotted at Logan Airport.
Logan, is that where the airport is?
That was the Larry Fitzgerald sighting at Logan Airport.
I actually remember that.
Traded to the Patriots.
It was some random dude with some dreadlocks. All good. Scale of 1 to 10. Let us know. We're talking about another wide receiver, Tom, that could be traded. This one's around Emmanuel Sanders. And apparently the 49ers, they could be landing him because the Broncos, I don't think they're going to win too many games this year.
And Emmanuel Sanders is the type of player you trade away if you can get somebody to give you a decent enough pick for him. Maybe it's in that round 4 range for Sanders. Now, the report was that the Niners had interest in him. And I'll tell you what, Mitch, I would love to see this happen. I know the Niners have Dante Pettis, and they have Marquise Goodwin. And they have a guy I'm very high on in Deebo Samuel, and Jalen Hurd's going to get healthy soon. Emmanuel Sanders is the perfect Kyle Shanahan receiver.
Okay.
Guys that get open because they're good route runners. And we've done shows for 2 years now. You know how much I like Sanders.
Oh, I've always liked Sanders.
I liked him better than Demaryius Thomas when they were both really good in Denver. I think that is a similar situation here. Now, the money might be your biggest issue here. That might be the biggest hurdle to jump through. It's a 10.25, I think, base salary left. The new team would owe, if they traded him for today, would owe 3/4 of that because through a quarter of the season.
Math.
I would love to see the Niners make a move for Sanders if the cost is right, both money and on the actual trade side.
So we know we got a bunch of 49ers fans. Mm-hmm. That's probably one of our most loyal fan bases here on Chat Sports. So should the 49ers trade for Emmanuel Sanders? I want you to type A for yes or type B for no. Should the San Francisco 49ers trade for Emmanuel Sanders? A for yes, B for no.
I might still look at a left tackle or defensive back, but if you can make it work with Sanders, I think there should be some level of interest there.
Okay. Sounds good to me, Tom. So if you guys are already on BetDSI or on MyBookie, we got an awesome deal for you thanks to the Action Network. Live odds, expert picks, and analysis, unlimited bet tracking, and you get 40% off. It's $5.99. It's a smart investment. Chatsports.com/deal. I'm not very good with numbers. Tom's a very good bettor, and these guys make Tom kind of look like me. So go to chatsports.com.
Nice self-burn.
Hey, chatsports.com/deal. Originally, when I saw this, I thought this was Rob Gronkowski to the IR.
No, learn to read, Mitch.
Stephen Gostkowski.
He needs season-ending hip surgery, so his year is done. Another starter, although
his hips apparently are lying.
It's a kicker. Nice. The Patriots worked out kickers today. Among them were Kai Forbath and Mike Nugent. That's another loss, though, for New England. Isaiah Wynn is on IR. N'Keal Harry's on IR. David Andrews, probably the biggest loss among those guys, on IR. Gostkowski and Devlin. I know it's a fullback and a kicker. That's a long list of players that they don't have now because of injuries.
And
which
yet,
is unfortunate.
And yet, they're still probably going to be okay. So Gostkowski is one of my favorite kickers in the NFL. But here's the thing, Tom. Do kickers actually count as football players?
This is a question from producer Alicia, who says kickers are not football players. So chime in, yes or no. Are kickers football players?
If a kicker shows up to a party and says, hey, I'm on the football team, and you go, are you a kicker? And you say yes. It's like
the kicker at Blue Mountain State was pretty popular, so, I mean.
You're not wrong there. And everything.
Great show.
We obviously know everything that you can see on Netflix, on television around fake football is 100% true.
Clay has the best answer here. Well, yes, but actually no. Perfect answer.
Touche. Let's talk about John Ross. More news here around the IR. Not really surprised, but it's kind of frustrating because I was a John Ross fan when he ran the 40, and now he just can't stay healthy, and he's on the Bengals.
I wasn't that high on John Ross.
I'm glad you're not that high, Tom.
You can rewind the tape back to some of the original NFL draft coverage here on Chat Sports, and I was very confused when the Bengals took John Ross, and my uncle, who is a Bengals fan, texted me today, can we count John Ross as a bust yet? I think you can. He's out for at least 8 weeks, can't stay healthy, still has a bunch of drop issues here. Now, here's the biggest problem. This is the Bengals wide receiver depth chart. Yeah, I know everyone's heard of Tyler Boyd. You've probably heard of Auden Tate there, but A.J. Green is not going to come back in the near future. Alex Erickson is not good. I like Stanley Morgan, but Willis has been working ahead of him. This is not a good receiving core on top of maybe the worst offensive line in the NFL.
Yeah, the Bengals do not look good whatsoever, and they could, they put up 3 points against the Pittsburgh Steelers, who were 0-3 in that game. The Bengals would not want to be a fan of that team, and to be honest, I think this is how this one's going to go. Who's the worst team in the NFL? I'm putting my money on the Bengals. They have shown absolutely no life this entire season.
Neither have the Dolphins.
That's
Dolphins,
true.
I think, are the worst
Probably
team
the
in the NFL.
I am actually mad at myself that's where I went.
Week 16? Is it week 16?
Jumping the gun.
Yeah. Week 16 or week 15? I can't remember which week it is. Dolphins versus the Bengals.
Oh my! If we don't do a watch party for that, we are a failing organization.
Listen, NBC, you flex that game into Sunday Night Football. That is must-watch TV. It's the Tank Bowl.
It is 100% the Tank Bowl, and I will be watching that game. And you guys should watch it too.
Tankathon.
YouTube.com/chatsportstv. Let's talk about Saquon Barkley. Is he returning soon? I sure hope so. But if he does, he's just Superman.
I think he kind of is Superman. Look, Barkley is optimistic he'll return ahead of his timeline here. The Giants have refused to rule him out for Week 5, and I don't know why. He's not playing this week. And they're like, optimistic, make the Vikings prep an extra hour on Barkley, but everyone knows they're not going to.
But you got Wayne Gallman. He had 2 touchdowns, Tom.
Yeah, touchdowns are how you define good play, at the running back position in particular. Look, the Giants.
Show me the line.
Here's the issue. He's not going to play this week.
Okay.
The Patriots game is on Thursday Night Football.
Yep.
That's a very tough timeline. That's about 10 days for Barkley to get, or about the full week here for Barkley to get
How many
healthy.
seconds is that?
I cannot do the math on that. There's absolutely no way. But it's like a week away at this point. So I don't think he's going to be able to go at that point.
Well, a lot of people,
I think Week 7 is a more realistic time frame here.
I agree. And one of the players that I played on FanDuel, or I'm probably going to play on FanDuel this week, actually, I'm totally lying. It's not going to be Wayne Gallman. He had 2 touchdowns. Don't play him on FanDuel. But you guys should go to FanDuel.com/chatsports if you want to challenge me, if you want to challenge Tom. Slide into our DMs, challenge us on FanDuel, and once you put down $20, you can get $20 for free. But you got to go to FanDuel.com/chatsports. A player that I love playing on FanDuel is Tyreek Hill because of the big playability.
Not the past few weeks, right?
Not the past few weeks, no.
I just got to be
But when
sure.
he plays,
you
Tom.
played Case Keenum last week. I have to double check.
Sorry that he played the Giants. Is he going to return, Tom? Take away.
Well, he's been out since week 1, of course. He did return to practice on Wednesday for the first time since that shoulder injury. However, for those of you who own him in fantasy, I think you might see a slower ramp up for Tyreek Hill. They're 4-0. If he's not good to go on Sunday night, which makes it even tougher, maybe you give him another week. And the Chiefs have been fine at receiver. Now, since week 1, it's been a little hit and miss for all these guys. As it turns out, it's actually been Demarcus Robinson who's been the most productive and consistent of those 3. 13 for 250 and 3 scores, but they've got 4 instant big play threats on this team. So they don't have to rush. Plus, of course,
I think that could also be a little bit to do with Patrick Mahomes. Tom, this one's interesting. Jordan Love over Tua.
There was a report from Tony Pauline, who's been a long-time draft guy.
There's running back for the Cowboys?
No, that's Tony Pollard. There's
I'm kidding.
Growing belief that Jordan Love is going to be the first quarterback taken. You guys, if you watch the show, I see producer Brett back there shaking his head. Mitch knows this too. I am a Jordan Love stan. Love the kid, pun intended. Here's the thing. There's no way this is right. Absolutely no way. As I think one of the biggest Jordan Love fans out there, I don't know how you can look at Jordan Love and look at Tua and say, Jordan Love's better. I know that Tua has all this great talent around him, but Love has a lot of inconsistencies in his game. I love the upside. I don't see how you can say, oh, no, Tua Tua's ordinary. We've seen Alabama have all this offensive talent, right? No one has made the most of it like Tua has. Like, let's give him some damn credit here. It doesn't make any sense to me.
Well, I'll be honest. I like Tua a little bit more. And if you love Chat Sports, make sure you subscribe, youtube.com/chatsportstv. But, Tom, you're the mock draft guy, so sell them.
Friday, coming out a new mock draft. I did not have Jordan Love going number 1. He is still in the first round. So if you like the NFL draft, make sure you're subscribed. Get those notifications turned on, and you'll see what happens.
I lied about the seconds. I'm not good at math. Get over it. Let's talk about our last rumor here. Let's talk about the Washington Redskins. What's their quarterback plan?
Oh, apparently they don't have one.
Perfect.
Jay Gruden, and I've seen some like, oh, he was kidding. I'm like, okay, you can't say this. We don't have a plan at quarterback right now. Now, I think partially is that, well, they don't want to tell the Patriots. The other thing is, A, you're not going to beat them anyway. B, there is health uncertainty here. All right? Case Keenum did not practice on Wednesday. He's in a walking boot. Colt McCoy's coming off his own injury. I think the reality is here, A, we have no idea what the depth chart looks like. B, Jay Gruden does not want to play Dwayne Haskins. He would much rather play Colt McCoy or Keenum, but he doesn't know if they're going to be healthy. So I think there is no plan because Gruden doesn't know what the outcome's going to be with their injuries. So here's the other thing. You put Haskins in the game. I don't think he was prepped at all. I think at best right now he's getting 50-50 reps. So why put him in there? That's not how you prep and build a good and a proper plan for a rookie quarterback. I just think it's kind of a mess right now in Washington.
So who will start at quarterback for the Redskins? Between you and me, I think Jay Gruden is trying to get fired by Washington so that way he can join John with the Oakland Raiders in 2020.
Then just pull a Bobby Petrino and quit. It's not that hard.
Well, hey, apparently they don't have any plans, Tom.
The idea of, I'm gonna force the team to fire me, you can just quit.
But you can get paid more if they fire you.
Okay. Like John Gruden's not going to say, hey, I got $100 million. Do you want an extra 2? Come on.
I mean, I know I do. Who will start at quarterback for the Washington Redskins? Make sure you guys comment. And if you like the show, make sure you guys give it a thumbs up.